she's a healthy bird, and she's obviously hunting well. She could very well turn out to be a good hunter, but I don't know. I like to see the fire come out of them. I don't want to, spend my whole season with a bird that's just not real gamey. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. If you're like me and you love the outdoors, you may want to subscribe. In this channel, I don't hunt with a gun, and I don't hunt with a bow. I hunt with a hawk, and as the seasons change, I fish from a kayak. This channel is about falconry, a sport that dates back thousands of years. This channel is about kayak fishing, a sport that dates back thousands of years. This is fins and talons. Hey guys, welcome back. Today is the first day, not opening day, but the first day that I'll be out looking for a red-tailed hawk. If you're new to the channel, I'm a licensed falconer here in the state of Ohio, and I've been a falconer for over 20 years. I've mostly had red-tailed hawks. It's what I have the most fun with and the most success with. I've tried the American kestrel, a Cooper's hawk, a Harris hawk. Some have been, better experiences than others, but I just keep coming back to the red tail. Just so much fun, and just get a trapping permit from the Division of Wildlife and go get one, man it down, and hunt with it. I mean, they're just straightforward, easy birds to hunt with. But I will be looking for a female red tail. That's usually what I use. Now, there are successful male red-tailed hawks out there in falconry, but I just like to have a little more mass, a little more power, and from what I've seen over the years with birds I've had and other falconers, the temperament seems to be better. There's more females that have a better temperament than males. Not that there aren't good males out there, but they seem to hunt with groups better. And I've had female red tails that don't want to hunt with groups, so it just, every bird's so different. I've had falconers ask me, like, what did your bird trap at? What did it hunt at? Trying to compare their bird with ones I've had. You can't really do that very much. Every bird is so different that you have to find the best training weight, hunting weight, depends on the time of year, the temperature. There's a lot of variables, and you and your bird, you just have to find your own groove and figure it out. And like I said, that weight changes throughout the season, second season, third season, if you keep them that long. You just have to document, or if you can remember weights. Every bird's very different. So that's the key to falconry, is figuring out the weight management. And maybe you have to drop the bird just a little bit than what you and the bird hunt at together. If you have 3 or 4 people, maybe your weight just needs to go down a little bit. But anyway, if you're new to the channel, what I do is right now I have a hamster. It's whatever I could find without having to drive across the state to look for feeder mice. Sometimes I just use a couple feeder mice in the trap. But what I do is I'll see a bird, a red tail, try to confirm that it's a juvenile bird. Sometimes, it's a second-year bird and they haven't dropped all their feathers yet, or it's at a long distance and you can't tell. It's not illegal. I've had some falconers try to tell me it's illegal to trap an adult bird. You can't always, be perfect and say, oh yeah, that's a juvenile bird 100%. And, if it's way out in the field, or the angle's right, or the sun's in your eyes, you put the trap out. If the bird comes down, if it's a second-year bird or whatever, not a first-year bird, just let it go, right? It's a reasonable thing. You're not going to get charged with a wildlife crime because you trapped a adult bird and let it go. Now, if you drive around with it, it might be a problem. I don't know why you would want to do that. But, so that's what we're doing now. And what the good thing is, when we trap a bird that maybe we don't want, we just put right back to the wild, I will also spray it with, I think it's called Equus. It's for horses, but it helps keep flies and mites off the birds, off horses. I use it for the birds. Nothing toxic, no harsh chemicals. I believe it's just all essential oils. Now I have found if there's a large mite load on the bird, I found this out with Emily, my apprentice, that if there's a lot of mites, this spray is not going to knock back a bunch of mites. I've had my new birds that I've kept, I've sprayed it on them, it's got rid of the mites where they're just a light mite load. But hers, she had like an infestation and it was not getting rid of them, and so she had to use something else from a vet to get rid of that. But if we trap a bird today, whether we keep it or not, I'll spray it down for mites, and it also keeps flat flies off of them, which are nasty little flat things that kind of run sideways and they'll fly on you, and they're just nasty. But just kind of help them out. Juvenile birds have a tough time making it their first year, and that's another nice thing with falconry is a falconer will just temporarily borrow the bird from the wild for a year or two, or however long the falconer wants to keep the bird. In turn, that helps that bird get through its first year. There's some debate on percentages of how many juvenile birds make it their first year. Some say 70, some say 80%. I've even heard 90. I'm not going to get into it. I know it's a lot that don't make it. And the number one cause is starvation. Their parents can teach them so much, but it's mostly just teaching the hawk how to catch mice in a field along the side of the road. That's it. Well, when we get into a winter and it's cold, single digits, negative degrees Fahrenheit, these red tails that mom and dad taught me how to catch mice in a grassy field. Well, now we've got a foot of snow with an ice layer over the snow. The mice are burrowing under the snow and doing their thing. The hawk can't see them. It starves, and it's got to eat quick. It's burning through fat and muscle trying to stay warm. Well, let's say that same bird that we took from the wild that may have died that first winter because of that scenario, which is very common. We're going to teach it how to hunt squirrels. We're going to teach it how to hunt rabbits. Maybe it kills a muskrat. Maybe it realizes, hey, I can kill a lot of other things, not just mice. So we have that bird for 1 season or 2 seasons or however long. We'll put that bird back to the wild. That's the ultimate goal with my falconry, is hunt with the bird for so long, put it back, reproduces several times, and survives for X number of years. That right there is my goal with falconry is, hey, I get to have some fun with her, and we kill squirrels, rabbits, whatever, have a lot of fun for a year, 2 years, whatever, and let her go. And she makes it through those harsh winters. And that's pretty rewarding. I'd love to put like a long-term tracking device, like telemetry on it, but the telemetry I use only lasts a week or two. But I'd like to see how well these birds do after we let them go, because the birds go from, hey, I know how to hunt mice, to if I think I can hold it down, I'm going to go for it. Squirrels, rabbits. I've had red tails catch, my first bird caught 2 ducks. She tried to catch a couple geese, but got kicked off of them. I mean, she was only 3 pounds, but she probably in her head thought she was 15 pounds. But anyway, enough of me blabbing. I just kind of want to bring you guys up to speed, since this is the first trapping video this season. And it is August right now. Our trapping season here in Ohio opened August 1st. I try not to keep a bird in August. I have several times, just because I'm so excited I can't see straight. Probably like most apprentices out there. But it is so tough hunting in thick cover. The leaves on the trees and the brush and the heat, 90 degrees, and the mosquitoes all over you. And you can't see anything. The bird can't see anything. You jump a rabbit, you can't see it. You hear it running through the brush. Red tail never sees it. The bird doesn't learn anything. You don't get into the really good hunting in here until I think late October. That's when it really starts kicking in. Everything starts drying up. You start to see more. The bird sees more. But if you decide you get the bird and you don't hunt it, and you have that time of half of August, all of September, first half of October, you guys aren't doing anything, so that's not good, but so I like to get a bird preferably in September, sometime in September, and then have her ready to go mid, even maybe late October. We're hitting the ground running, leaves are dropping, it's go time. So that's the plan. If I find a bird today that I just absolutely have to have, I'll keep it and deal with waiting a little bit longer than I'd like. But yeah, that's the plan. And if the other option is I put the bird back, say I do want it, but I don't want it until September, I can put her back. She may be what I call trap shy, where she doesn't want to come back down to the ball shot retrap. I have a pigeon harness. I can go get a pigeon, put my pigeon harness, and I can get that bird. It's not the same trap. I've done that before where I can't get a bird with the BC, but I get it with a pigeon harness. So that's just another option there. But that's the plan. Let's go look for some birds. All right, guys, we just went past a red tail. It's got a very defined belly band, a little real light up on top, not that rusty color like adults have. We've seen about 3 adults so far. I checked the spot where I've seen a juvenile before in the last month or so. It was just the adult that was there. I couldn't find the juvenile. This bird is in a spot I've never seen one before. It's on a telephone pole. Kind of a busy road, not too bad. It's real flat and open, so I can watch for traffic. Which brings me to my next point. You do not need to throw the trap at like 30 or 40 miles an hour. If you're putting snares on the bottom of your trap in case it rolls upside down and you still have snares out, you don't need to do that. You ever hear the saying, like, watch you like a hawk? Yeah, their vision is very good. So use that vision to your advantage, and you can set the trap further away from the hawk. They can see things way better than we can, so you don't need to throw it right under the bird. And I'm sure your bait animal in your trap would appreciate not being chucked out at 30 miles an hour. And I trap a lot by myself, like today, so I can still, I'll get out of the car, I'll stop so far down in a good spot and set the trap. The birds can see that stuff. And if the bird can't see the trap, give it some time, the hawk's going to move. Or if you have a second trap, set a second trap out. There's different things you can do. But yeah, you don't need to throw the trap at a high speed. There's just some options there. But I'm going to get my trap ready, and I'm about 85% sure this is a juvenile. Alright guys, so I went to set the trap along the side of the road and realized that the hawk is near my friend's house, and I called him, like, do you mind if I drop my trap in your front yard? He said, yeah, go ahead. And he said he's actually been hearing this bird screaming lately, so another confirmation that it's a juvenile. But it looks like I just dropped the trap and my friend, yep, here comes the bird. guys, it looks like the bird's trapped. I'm gonna move up real slow, and there's a storm rolling in. I don't know if you guys are gonna see it on video or not with the hawk, but I just looked on the radar, it is nasty. So let's try to get this bird, get the hood on and weigh it and see what we got. All right guys, when you come in to the bird here, you don't want to like run, you don't want to run up to him, you don't want to be like real assertive, because if you keep this bird, I've mentioned in some past videos, the training is starting now. You want this bird to trust you, so let's put this hood on. Try not to get bit here. Whoop, almost got me. Hood is on. If you guys can see that, there's a snare around both feet, so good deal. Snares worked out well. All right, get that one off. Be careful when you're even if it's a little male, you got to be careful, because you get your fingers, your hand in one of these feet, you're gonna know it. Even the males, I've had a couple males, and it doesn't matter. A red tail's a red tail, and they are strong. All right, guys, I put some duct tape just around the feet and below the feathers, but on the feet and toes a little bit there, just to keep the bird from grabbing me. And this is called an ABBA, just a little restraint system, not much to it. Emily, my apprentice, she actually made her own. She just kind of looked at mine and made her own. She did a real nice job on it. So you can make your own. I'm just not real handy, but it goes around the wings, and then I just take this little elastic band and wrap it around the bird. That keeps the wings in. Cinch this off. All right, so now we got the hood on, the ABBA's on the wings, tape the feet up a little bit. We will get a weight on this bird. I've got this scale, digital scale, got batteries in it. You can also plug it into your wall if you're gonna keep it at home for a while. Okay, this is on grams. We'll go to, I do ounces with my red tails. Oh, if it'll stay on ounces. I don't know. I'm an ounce person. I use grams on the small birds. Let's see what we have here. All right, that is 45 ounces. So I'm gonna take an ounce off for the equipment I have on her. So it's a 44 ounce bird. All right, guys, we're gonna go over this bird real quick. You can see the barred tail. The adult birds will have a chestnut red tail with a black line on the bottom of the feathers. Now, if this was a second year bird, you would see probably either, it could be all red feathers by now, but sometimes you'll see like red feathers and these feathers mixed in. They're getting their red tail to become an adult. That's a second year bird, and we don't keep those. And then the ABBA's kind of covering this, but this is that band that I look for on the belly. That's what we look for in the birds. And then when I take the hood off, you'll see she's got lighter eyes. You know, as they get older, man, I can hear lightning cracking, thunder and lightning. But their eyes get darker as they get older. Now, as far as me keeping this bird, at first the weight's good, right? 44 ounces, but she does have some crop, and her keel is real thick, so I'd have to, cut some weight back. So I think she's like an average female, as far as weight goes, which I'm fine with keeping this season. I don't have to have a monster. I actually was wanting to have like a middle of the road size female, kind of like this, to hunt with. But the thing that I hesitate about is, and I'm going to cut a lot of it out of this video, she was just standing next to the trap, and then she got on the trap and she just stood there and she was just looking around. Yes, she doesn't have a big crop. She just has a little bit in her crop, So she may have got a mouse first thing this morning. It's like 10:30 a.m. now. If you guys hear the birds in the background, a Cooper's hawk just took a swipe at these birds over here. That's what they all started chattering. I just got a glimpse of the Cooper's hawk going through this brush. But I like a bird that hammers the trap, is footing the trap, real energetic. I wasn't real happy with how she was on the trap. Even if she's a little heavy, I know. You just have to go with your gut, when you keep these birds. You're not going to really know what you've got until you're into the hunting season. And if you want to switch, you got to go all through this again. Trapping, if you're trapping November, December, you're not hunting the bird till January or whatever. Before you know it, the season's over. That's what happened with my last bird. Had her for a season and a half because I got her later. Here comes the rain, guys. I got to hurry up. I'm not going to keep this bird. The weight's right. It is a female. She looks healthy. It's going to dump on me. But it's just not what I want. I'm going to keep looking. But I'm going to spray her down and get her. Let's get out of here before it dumps on us. All right, guys. I'm going to spray this barn barrier on her. I haven't seen any flat flies, and I don't see many mites. But I'm going to take the hood off and set her free. Oh, I just want to get one more close-up of her feet. Her feet aren't giant. Honestly, if I didn't know her weight, I would say she was a male. If she is a male, she's a heavy male. But, yeah, not giant feet. All right, guys, while I have her hood off, I just want you to see her eyes. See how light-colored the eyes are? As they get older, their eyes get darker. It's another sign to look for if you're looking for a juvenile bird, is to look for the lighter eyes, the belly band, that barred tail. So yeah, she is ready to go. I sprayed her down with the hood on. I said there were no flat flies. I just got one on my leg from her. But other than that, she does look good. I don't see any mites on her, and just that one flat fly. So she's a healthy bird, and she's obviously hunting well. She could very well turn out to be a good hunter, but I don't know. I like to see the fire come out of them. I don't want to, spend my whole season with a bird that's just not real gamey. So my first bird just hammered the trap, and she wasn't skinny. She was not as heavy as this, but and she had a lot of, and it turned out she was just a very gamey bird. So season's early, and I can always come back. If I ever wanted to come back and get this bird, I can come back and try to get her. They don't usually go too far until the migration starts. So, all right, let's send her back up. There she goes. Right back up to the pole. All right, guys, let her go, and I jumped in the car. It is a downpour. First bird of the season. I like the weight. The feet were a little small. Did not like all the hesitation. Like I said, a lot of that may have been because, she wasn't hard up for food. But I don't know. I feel like I like to get one bird per season if I can. Make sure it's a good one. It's a gamey bird. I don't know. I can always come back to this bird. I think she's been here for a while. Talking to my friend that lives here, he's heard her screaming for a while, so she'll probably be here for a bit. I know where there's a couple other juveniles that I can go find, and I really haven't been driving around that much as far as like scouting and looking for juvenile birds. So I have a lot of birds here in Central Ohio, and I can also go up towards Lake Erie. There's a lot of birds up along the big lake, so those are options. But yeah, if you have any questions on falconry, if you're new to the channel, you're interested in falconry, you don't have to get into falconry and get a bird. If you're just interested, you can always join your local club. If you're in the United States, you can join NAFA and support the falconry clubs. Also, anyone in the UK that's watching, I've had some people from the UK kind of freak out when they see my trapping videos. I'm in the United States. It's legal to trap here. I guess I learned this when I started doing this YouTube channel. It's illegal to trap wild birds in the UK just because I guess they don't have the land mass and the number of birds for the number of falconers. So they just do captive bred birds. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be a combination of fishing videos and trapping videos for a little while as we kind of are going towards the end of fishing season and picking up falconry. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, you'll see that we're going to be doing some trapping, maybe some manning videos, and then we're going to start hunting the season. So it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it, and I've had the itch to get out and trap. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.